Hello and welcome to the presentation and demo of GaTi, our automation test tool. Zackriya Solutions is a design house in the field of embedded systems, AI, and automation. We're based out of Bangalore, India. We strive to make lives easier and businesses efficient through cost-effective and sustainable technology initiatives. The motivation behind GaTi was to address the problems faced in GUI test automation. If there are significant changes made during an application during the development cycle, then the test scripts also get impacted due to the lack of automation. The various methods of testing and report generation on the current tools are cumbersome and inefficient. The quality of image comparison, which in turn affects the overall quality of the product and features, are a few of the pain points of an automated GUI testing in which GaTi addresses. In the GUI design cycle, GaTi fits in between the GUI simulation and the actual GUI hardware testing phases. So by introducing GaTi, we can achieve complete feature coverage of the application under test and reduce the defect count, thus maintaining the quality of the GUI feature testing before the actual test on the hardware. In the case of major development changes, the impact to the test process is minimized as the generation of APIs and the comparison database is auto-generated by GaTi from the application design files. We can see a flat line in the case of GaTi at a point where there is significant development changes introduced to the GUI application. Let us take you through a working demo of GaTi in both QML and XML file formats. You are now seeing the UI of the GaTi tool. GaTi supports the automation of two types of UI design tools and their file formats. Let us now see how we can automate the testing of applications developed using Qt framework. We need to provide two input files to GaTi. The first one is the executable under test and its corresponding design file. Once these files are selected and we submit the same to the tool, GaTi extracts all the elements of the UI application based on the corresponding design file's input. We can now see all the data extracted from the calculator application, one screen and 23 elements of the screen. Depending on the complexity of the applications under test, the number of screens and elements will vary. Now, when we select and submit the screen which we have chosen for annotation, it will display all the elements that have been captured by the tool from the application under test. We need to categorize the elements as dynamic and static based on the property of the widget. This categorization is already automated by the tool, but the user has the provision to make manual overrides to the properties if he or she wishes to. The names of the widget can also be altered at this point. After this, we can submit these values and it will be saved in the database. On our left, we can see the IDE, where we can write and execute an example test case. All the auto-generated APIs to write the test case for this application can be automatically populated on the IDE by selecting the Add to Test option. This screen can be used to write and execute a sample test case so the user can get familiarized to the APIs and its execution. At a later stage, the user can use any IDE that supports Python to develop and execute more test cases for the application under test. Now we have written a sample test case using two auto-generated APIs, click and image data extraction. Here we are performing 4 multiplied by 8 in the calculator application. The result is 32, and now we're going to see how GaTi automated this by using the APIs. In the script, we see a code snippet to start the application, our custom test case in which to click, capture element, and image data extraction APIs to do the interactions on the GUI, and the snippet to close the application. We can use these auto-generated APIs to develop and execute all these test cases. Once a test case has been written, it has to be saved and executed. Now, GaTi will execute testing of the application as per the script and it will automate the test case. So GaTi has an automated mouse click using the APIs and verify the results. We can take a look at the reports and logs where a list of names and test cases and details are shown. GaTi will also generate comprehensive test reports based on the scripts that we have executed, and we can view the logs from the directory. GaTi logs both text and images so that users can get a complete traceback of the executed tests, making debugging and analysis easier. Let's see how we can use the APIs to cover more test case for the calculator. Here for the calculator, we are inputting two values and expecting an output. For example, the first test we're adding 22 and 33 to verify the result is 55. Similarly, we can validate different functionality of the application under test, such as division, multiplication, etc. These are the log reports generated after the test. We can see the reports generated and view the same from the directory as well. GaTi logs both text and images. Here are some of GaTi's features. GaTi enables continuous integration, testing, and deployment through auto-generation of APIs and comparison of databases from the GUI design files. This allows for agile development and testing. GaTi makes debugging analysis easier through efficient report generation in the form of images and text, allowing for the ease of validation of GaTi tool in a regulated environment. Using the auto-generated and custom APIs, QA teams can achieve 100% coverage of the application under tests. As GaTi uses pixel-level variation detection, even minor changes in the GUI widget misplacements can be detected and corrected. These are a few key advantages of using GaTi in the GUI application development cycle. GaTi brings in significant advantages in the testing process by saving time by 70%, reducing costs, needs less manpower, and at the same time maintaining a quality and sanity of development processes. The bug count reduction is around 90% at the final stage of feature testing, thus ensuring a linear product delivery. Thank you for your time. Get back to us with your thoughts and feedback. We'd love to hear from you if GaTi can help add value to your GUI development and testing processes. Again, thank you very much.